Yo, 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 what's going down? This is Brown96, and I present to you the Hip Hop Spot podcast theme. Yeah. Yo, I like to introduce to you a product of the hood. A product like the product you get caught up selling in the hood without the sugar and the foolery. So don't you try to fool me. Done enough years of hooligans, so don't test. Get your jewelry taken, leave you visibly shaking. But I've learned the hard way. Listen to the theme of today, and can show you the way. Not to say I got the answers, but the answers lie between your eyes. Yes, it can decide if you stay alive or become dormant. Got the passion for the soreness. I'm in the stage of my life where I think I need some balance. I thought I needed status, but now I know that it's a balance. Yo, welcome to the hip hop spot. Get ready, it's coming. Let's see, let's learn your turn now. Welcome to the hip hop spot. Get ready, it's coming. Get ready, let's go, let's go. Yo, welcome to the hip hop spot. Get ready, it's coming. Let's see, let's learn your turn now. Welcome to the hip hop spot. Get ready, it's coming. Get ready, let's go, let's go. Smiling faces everywhere, but in private they're talking trash. You talking a good game just to get the money fast, but you're robbing your own people just for a quick buck. I'll expose you to face wannabe, so don't pressure luck. I'm as real as they come, dog. I'm hoping you can see this. Bring the power back to the people, doing it the way we know. Practice discipline daily, although it seems to be hazy. I know la vida is crazy, but that's the only way out, without a doubt. Welcome to the hip hop spot. Get ready, it's coming. Let's see, let's learn your turn now. Welcome to the hip hop spot. Get ready, it's coming. Get ready, let's go, let's go. Yo, welcome to the hip hop spot. Get ready, it's coming. Let's see, let's learn your turn now. Welcome to the hip hop spot. Get ready, it's coming. Get ready, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to the Hip Hop Spot podcast with me, your host, Brown96, and it's going down today, like I mentioned. We got the homie Hypnotic in the motherfucking line, coming in just a sec. Yo, so, the homie, when I first listened to the homie's track, Proud People, yo, I was like, yo, that chicanismo, that carnalismo is coming back like I knew it to be back when, it was like, back in the day with Frost talking about La Raza and all that good stuff, it's coming back with full force, you know what I mean? Because we need that. We need to be empowered by our own, you know what I mean? There's a lot of snakes in the grass, but the real ones will stand out. And with no further ado, the homie Hypnotic is here on the live. I'm gonna have him come on. Yes. ¿Qué hubo, homie? ¿Cómo estamos?
What up, big dog out here, homie? Chilling. How you doing?
That's right, man. Good, man. Another day, another dollar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it is, homie. It's the hustle, that hustle mentality. You already know how the raza does it and shit, dog. So, but yeah,
That's what's up.
I
Órale,
appreciate
man.
that introduction too, man. Like you said, like bringing that carnalismo back, bringing that. I like that you compared it to like Kid Frost. Like, it's just a lot of Chicano rap nowadays has kind of went away from the Cholo stilo, or you know what I mean, or
Yeah.
that Chicano type shit. You know what I mean? So.
Mm-hmm.
And so you said that's
And
what it reminded you of?
Yeah, and when you say Chicano rap, it has a lot of, I guess you could say, negative connotations in the aspect that people nowadays, I mean, there's parodies on Chicanos, like it's stereotypes and all that BS. But you know what? Like the gang lifestyle, I see it as carnalismo, because gang started in the beginning because there was other races that were putting us down, so we had to click together to be able to form something so that we don't get bullied around and shit, you know what I mean? So that's initially how gang started, and then came the whole territory beef and all that, but that was later on. That was separately from how initial gang started for raza, you know what I mean? And that's what I mean by, I love hearing that part of the lifestyle, not the violent side. I love hearing the carnalismo, the fellowship, the brotherhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the real raza. Like not saying that the Cholo shit is not real raza. That's part of the cultura as well. But yeah, there was so much more that we have to offer than just gang banging and being a cholo. Like, you know what I mean? Like you said,
Yeah.
we have a very beautiful, rich culture, and
Oh yeah.
and that's what I push, homie. I'm trying to represent it in the right way, where it's not just about gang banging and slinging drugs. And like you said, the history, like I say it on one of my songs on my latest album. I go, you complain about gangs when that's something you created. Your abuse and racism, you the ones that instigated. So we felt like a correction was due. So we formed cliques just to have protection from you. You know what I mean? So it's
Ándale.
like, and that's how, like you said, that's how it started. A lot of people don't realize, like, you know, these gangs didn't just grow on their own. Like, there was a reason behind it. We had to protect ourselves because we were fighting racism, we were fighting hatred. You know what I mean? And so we clicked up,
Yeah.
and that's when it turned into all that shit it is now. But I mean, that's part of the process. You know what I mean? But yes, definitely got to
Yeah.
represent the cultura the right way. We have a lot more to offer than that, and that's what I'm trying to do, because for the most part, most of the raza, they're not cholos, you know, they're normal people, everyday people like me and you,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna front. I have a 9 to 5, homie. I do this music, but I'm still working, dog. I still work every motherfucking day, dog. And that's what we do. We work,
Okay.
you know, we earn our shit. Tamales, flowers, and CDs, homie. New hoodies as well.
Oh, that's
New
what's
hoodies
up.
out. You know what I mean? So
Hey, you heard it from the y'all heard it from the man. Get that fucking, the music, the album, get that shit from iTunes, get that shit, listen to it, stream it on Spotify. Get that shit. Is a dope product from the homie. Now, how do you view the whole parody of raza? Just in general, like in the general sense, like anyone. I mean, we have Chicanos that are doing parodies of us, of our culture, and then you have other races doing it as well. How do you view that?
like it depends on what field it's being done at. Like comedians have the most leeway in the world. Like if you go to a comedy show, they can be racist and
Oh yeah.
have humor with it. You know what I mean? They get a pass. You know what I mean? When raza does it to themselves, like for instance, I'm gonna be real, Little Moco, I don't really fuck with
Oh
that
yeah.
shit. I think it's funny. I see where the humor's at, but I also think like it belittles us. Like he's almost clowning it. Like if he ain't really
Yeah.
about it, you know, I'm hit and miss with that. Fools Gone Wild is cool. They're dope as fuck. They're funny. I'm like on the fence with them too, because I follow their page and the little, you know, all the fool.
Yeah.
Like it's funny, but it's real too. Like, but it's like I'm on the fence. I
What is
think
the
they
line? What
show
is the
more love
line?
though. They show a little more love. They clown and they show
Yeah.
all the ghetto ass people, but they still do like stand up for our issues sometimes. But
Yeah.
and then when black rappers do it, that's what was going on. That's what made me do the Blueface song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Addressing him was, you know, you can go about it a certain way. Duende says it on Respeto. Like a lot of black rappers paid homage, and that's what's happening, but never on no funny shit because ain't nobody laughing. Like when you're making fun of it, when you're like, you're going a little overboard sometimes when you clown too much or you do a metaphor, like yo, homie, like I said before in other interviews, I'm an artist, homie. I can respect the clever punchline, but when you say 10 metaphors on the same song that's stereotyping our raza, then that's when you're
Yeah.
clowning a little bit. You know what I mean? So like, you know, there's comedy rappers that do it in the Mexicans. Like I said, Lil Moco, there's other guys that do it. And you know, I'm on the fence about that, man. You know what I mean? And then it's not cool when another race does it, clowning. They're just belittling us more. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's how I
No
feel.
doubt. No doubt. Yeah.
Much love, Hypnotic,
Now as for
Simone. All day. Go ahead,
yeah,
dog.
yeah. Awesome, awesome one. Now as for like, so there's I mean, coming from like, street, knowing the street politics and shit like that, like how much responsibility does each people, like, black people in their own, communities and shit within the OGs themselves, how much responsibilities do we put as raza on them to check their own people? I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, the OGs know the fucking, the rules of the game and shit. Like, you don't do
Yes.
certain things. Like, who's to say, keep that regulated?
we don't have no control over what they do. And like they say, like you say in politics, you know, like we handle our own, you know what I mean? And it should be that way with the blacks, with the whites, with every race. You need to take care of your own. You need to put them in check, you know what I mean? Because once we start doing that shit, that's when it starts more tension. That's when it might start a war. You know what I mean? So ideally, you would expect the OGs to put their people on check. And you know, with some of those videos that were leaking of the black community slapping up the palateros and shit, some of those fools did check. They got checked. Some of them got checked by their own hood. You know what I mean? And I heard but you know that's at a lower level. That's cool. Like we see that and that's like, all right, cool. Keep the structure, you know what I mean? Like because there is a G code in a sense where like you don't disrespect elderlies. You don't go after easy targets, you know what I mean? If you even on a hood level, how you gonna brag about that? How you gonna brag about socking up an old ass Mexicano that's just working and shit? That's some bitch shit even on the street.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? And but at the end of the day, homie, we shouldn't depend on nobody to speak up for us. We shouldn't depend on anybody to handle our business. You know, if this kind of stuff keeps going and keeps escalating, which it's toned down a little bit. You know, it was trending like a few months ago where it was video after video, homie, and we were getting mad. We were getting like, and you know, if it keeps going, it's sad to say, but like something needs to be done. Whoever, you know, motherfuckers might start murdering fools over this type of shit. You know what I mean? And that's where we don't want to go.
Yeah.
So it's better to handle it within. But at the end of the day, you can't depend on them to do that. You know what I mean? And at a higher level, like I say, Snoop and Ice Cube, this was taking place a lot in LA and nobody was really speaking on it. Matt Barnes and Big Boy from Big Boy's Neighborhood, they were one of the few black people that I knew that were actually talking about it, which was cool. You know, at least meant if you address it, it shows me that you guys are noticing it and you're trying to make it stop. You know, you're addressing it, like why is this happening and shit. But like Ice Cube and these other rappers, YG, I haven't really heard them speak on that. You know what I mean? So we can't expect them to. You know, they have to look out for their gente. But at the same time, you know, they do benefit from us, man. A lot of their fan base is raza. So just look out, you know, throw a little shot out, and that would ease the tension.
Yeah. I mean, you would think how many like raza supported, how many fucking artists that are like top right now. I mean, that have been top, you know, West Coast fucking artists like Ice Cube, Snoop, raza has supported and, you know, fuck with them for the longest and shit. Like the least they can do is show some acknowledgement that we're, you know what I mean, that we've been backing up for so long and shit. You know what I mean? Now, how do you feel about and Conejo, the rapper from Harpy's gang, the homie, he talked about this, and a lot of people kind of, you know, like got upset or whatnot about what he said. Basically, he said, "Why are we gonna be as Chicanos or Latino, you know, hip hop artists? Why are we gonna be, you know, trying to feature with black rappers when you never really hear black rappers trying to feature with Latino rappers in their albums?"
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think it can be beneficial if you were to get a black rapper on your song, as far as if you're trying to come up, if you're trying to gain some views, if you were to get The Game on a song, you know what I mean, or Snoop on a song, that's a huge deal. But that's your personal preference, you know what I mean? Are they going to look out for you? Are they going to get you on a track? Probably not, you know what I mean? Until someone makes enough noise, or until a Chicano rapper gets on their level as far as fame, as far as the love. But it is a business at the end of the day, homie. I do give YG props because he did bring up Sad Boy Loco, you know what I mean? And YG even had Sad Boy Loco on his album, a couple of his albums. Sad Boy Loco was on the songs, you know what I mean? Easy E back in the day, he actually he put up a lot of artists, Brownside Toker, Kid Frost. He was fucking with the Rasta. He was actually putting them on their label, and that's a black man putting them on their label. YG had Sad Boy Loco. So there's a few cases where you know, they're trying to show love. And that's where like
Yeah.
IG takes heat for some of his songs, but at the same time, he has put in work to help out a Mexicano, and he does shout us out on his songs a lot. So where he gets a little bit of a pass as far as what I think, you know what I mean? Um and but like at this point, me personally, when it comes to features, I'm gonna work with people that I like. You know what I mean? That I respect their music. A lot of times, people just want to go after somebody that's hot. Oh, he has a buzz. Like that's good. That is a smart move if you got the feria for it. But also like, cause I respect this dude. I like his skill. I like to work with people that I think are dope. You know what I mean? And that I'm a fan of and shit. You know what I mean? Before the fame, before the buzz.
Yeah. That's dope, bro. See, and that's the problem with a lot of hip hop artists that get some kind of start paving the way for themselves for their career, and they get to a certain platform where it's like the next level. They stop thinking that way. They stop thinking, well, shit, let me get my raza on. They start going with like other type of they change their mentality. First, they start off with, yeah, I'm all about the raza and this and that. They get to a certain level and it's like, nah, let's change it up. How do you
Mm-hmm.
feel about artists like that?
You know what, homie? I'm gonna keep it real. I noticed a few artists that go up, they come up a little bit, and then they change they change the style up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, Mr. Criminal. I've noticed him. I'm not hating on him. It's just I wouldn't do that. What he's doing, what I've seen, is that he's coming up. He's doing his thing. Kudos to him. But I've heard a few lines that I didn't like where he's like, I don't drive Impalas no more. No more 501s.
Huh.
I used to shop at the swap meet. Now it's Prada this, Gucci that. I'm gonna keep it real, homie. Don't forget, like that's where you came from. You came up on that
Mm-hmm.
stilo, dog.
Yeah.
It comes off a little insulting. No, I'm not hating. Level up all day. But that sounds like you're shitting on the culture. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, like he even said, no more Wallers, no more pit bulls. He had like a little poodle, like some, I don't know, man. It's just like, okay,
What the
but that's,
fuck?
I don't mean to single him out. You know what I mean? But that's not.
Yeah.
But that's, there are plenty artists that do that, where they come up a little bit, they change the stilo. I'm noticing a lot of ripped
Yeah.
jeans nowadays. Fools was all choloed out.
Yeah.
They're all thugged out. Now I see ripped jeans. Cool. The hyenas might like it, dog. I'm not hating on your
Yeah.
stilo. That's just something that I don't see myself doing. And the thing is, even if I was to get big, like save this shit, because I'm saying I won't do it. You know what I mean? He shops at Rodeo Drive. He swap me. That's what it is like. Hell yeah. But what I'm getting at is that I got gente around me, homie. I got real ass homies. I got hermanos, older brothers that will make sure I never do that shit. I always tell them, if I start switching up, if I start doing some weird shit, slap the fuck out of me, keep me in check, homie. Cause I can never turn my back on my cultura and my upbringing and where I came from. A lot of people that make it to the top, they should it's cool to level up, not switch up the style, but buy a little more expensive shit. But you can still whip the Lolo. You can still wear 501s. You can still rock the Cortezes and Chucks. Homie, that's our shit, dog. Why switch up? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Let me see
Now,
some
how do you feel about
Hold on. I agree with you about what you say about Criminal on his last two albums. It's been like that. They changed because of the money and fame. Yeah. And like I said, homie, it's no disrespect to him. I've met Criminal. I've opened up for him and shit in Kansas. And he's a cool cat. He showed me love. He showed me respect. But that's just a route I don't see myself doing. But at the same time, if it's working for him, if he's making money, he might not care about what we think down here, you know what I mean? Because assuming that we're down here, you know what I mean? But like, whatever, to each their own, dog. I'm just going to come out here and speak the real, because that's what I do.
I mean, I've had my own experience with Criminal. I actually met him with, are you familiar who Blackie Fontana is?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Yeah. He was, they were over there in Salt Lake City when I met him. And to be straight up, I was expecting like more like I don't know, like more like, hey, we know, like, what's up, what's up? He was just like shy and reserved and shit. I'm like, hey, what's up, criminal? And she's
Okay.
just like, all right, what's up? Like I don't know, bro. It's like, to me, it's like you listen to these artists for so long and shit, and then once you meet them, it's like, yo, what's up with this fool? What's
You're
this
like
fool on?
you're kind of let down, huh? Like, oh, this is crazy
Yeah,
shit or something like that. You know? Like, I love you. I
yeah,
love
it's
your
a trip.
music. I love your shit. Why you acting this way, homie? Like,
Yeah,
I'm a fan, dog. I'm a
it's a
fan.
trip.
I'm a fan of a lot of rappers, of a lot of artists. Um,
Hmm.
but I'm coming to that point where I'm coming up. I'm making a little bit of noise with my music. I'm meeting a lot of these rappers that I looked up to, and some of them are cool, dog. A lot of them are cool. A lot of them are real, and then there's some that are like, all right, I see how it is. You're about your business. They're not gonna really fuck with you unless you got a name, unless you got a little buzz
Mm,
going. And that's what I'm realizing.
yeah.
Somebody like me, I don't count on nobody to share my shit. I don't count on features too much. If I get a feature, it's because I fuck with you and I like what you're doing, like I stated earlier. But I need to develop my own shit because you know people aren't gonna pay attention to you until you like I'm getting a little like love right now, but once you level up, once you start getting more followers, once you start getting a little more
Hmm.
fame, obviously people will start to pay attention. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm seeing that at a lower level. You know what I mean? I'm getting interviews, I'm getting podcasts, and that's just because I'm putting in work. And people like the vibe, but you need to be humble.
Hmm.
You're not gonna get back on that show if you're fucking cocky, if you're big headed and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I work with people at all levels. You know what I mean? I've done Tony the Wizard. I've done
Yeah.
Pura Cultura. Same thing with my shows. I've done House of Blues, but then I'll do a little
No,
pop shop también, homie.
that's
I don't
dope.
ever think I'm big, too big. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
am confident though. I'm a dope ass motherfucker. I'm a dope ass musician. I'm a dope ass rapper. And my brother always tells me, display that confidence. I'll out rap anybody, homie.
Mhm.
I'll out spit anybody, homie. But I'm humble at the same time, dog. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, it's a combination that, real motherfuckers know about. You know what I mean? Like the real ones know that, when you're an MC, you have to be confident because
exactly,
who's gonna believe you? I mean, if you don't believe your own fucking self, then fucking get out the game. You know what I mean? you
exactly,
know?
exactly, dog.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Now I
that,
want to go into I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead. You're good.
All right. So I wanted to go into like how you got started, I mean, rapping and all that. But I want to ask you something, man, that it bothers me a lot, bro. It bothers me a lot. Certain words that we as raza use and that we use to insult each other with, you know what I mean? But how do you feel about words like paisa and shit like that? Calling each other like, oh yeah, the paisa homie, or yeah, shit like that. How do you feel about that?
You know what? I can say that I'm guilty amongst my familia, amongst homies, where I use that word, but I would never use it to somebody I don't know. I don't just be like, hey yo, paisa, like no, like, or like, hey compa. That's what I do. Like it's more respect.
Compa, yeah,
But
yeah.
like when I'm like if I'm telling a story, like, oh hey dog, remember that fool? The like who? Oh, like the paisa homie, dog, the paisa from Esco. Remember we used to live over there, the paisa. But like I'm guilty of using it in that context, like when I'm around talking to people or something like that. But I would
Mm,
never call just some random person a paisa. You know what I mean? That can
mm,
be disrespectful, and that was one of my things with the whole Blueface shit. Like that shit offended me when the first line he says when he raps is "paisa bitch gave me nah nah." Like yo, homie,
mm-hmm.
like you're first of all you're black and you're saying this paisa bitch gave me nah nah, like that was a red flag for me,
Yeah.
dog. You know what I
See,
mean?
that what you just said right now, it makes me think like, what would be the exact opposite towards black people? It would be like something to do with like being back in the fucking cotton fields, because really what paisa means is that someone that comes straight from Mexico and is working is, I mean, it's a
It's
stereotypical to be working
it's
in
a
the fields and shit.
it's another word. It can be used as another word for like wetback. You know what I mean? And that's ultimate
That
disrespect.
too, that too. But
Yeah,
it's stereotypically it's a raza that are
yeah,
working in the fields,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Exactly.
the same thing with black people. Black people worked in the cotton fields. So you know what I mean? That's the same. same equivalence.
Yes,
If you
yes.
know, so he didn't obviously see it that way, but you know, if someone broke it down to him,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying too. Like a lot of times, I don't think it's not like I think Blueface did that intentionally. I don't think he knows. I don't think he knew that what that word might really mean. You know what I mean? He just think, oh, it's
Mm,
cool. And a lot of the young generation right now, they let a lot of shit slide. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
They might say, oh, those old heads are too serious. Y'all looking at it too deep, but they don't know. You know, the young generation themselves, they're just very lenient. You know what I mean? They're very lenient, and they need to get
until
set.
it happens to them. Until it happens to them, then they'll be fucking into it.
Yeah,
But till
yeah.
it happens to them, something hitting close to home, then they'll be quiet. But when it happens to them, it's like, you know what I mean?
It's all fun and games, homie. It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games. Like let's keep it real, homie. You just said there's certain words, and I don't like. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna hate on you. I'm not gonna stop fucking with you. To each their own. But a lot of Mexican rappers use the N word on their songs, and I
Mm.
don't vibe with that. I don't fuck with that myself. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fight you over it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, all this shit that's happening right now with the palateros getting slapped up by some of these black kids, and then you go on the comments or like on my Blueface this a lot. Like I got nothing but love. I got a lot of love. I got a lot of love from the black community, dog. The black community show me mad love on those comments. But then there's some that
Mm-hmm.
talk shit. They're like, oh, well, y'all, how you gonna clown on Blueface? Y'all say nigga all the time. Y'all say nigga all the time. I keep hearing that, and it's like, yo, these little youngsters are giving these guys a reason to talk shit to us or giving them an argument because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
us don't do that. A lot of youngsters do that. They use that word to each their own, like I said. But you're giving them bait. Now they're like, oh, we're dick riding them, and it's not even about that. You know, that's just a popular word that the kids grew up listening to. We hear hip hop all the time. That word's always
Mm-hmm.
coming out. It always comes out. You know what I mean? But but
Now
it
let me
gives them a
twist it
little.
around, bro.
What's up?
Yeah, let me twist it around, bro. So like basically, I I was kind of overhearing what the interview that you did with Tony A, and
Yeah,
I caught this that in the beginning you were like influenced by the black culture in a way that from the hip hop music.
yeah,
And let me tell you a little story of mine. So when I got into hip hop, I was mostly into East Coast hip hop, and I was like, be like, so you know what I mean, so captivated by their style and this and that, so
yeah,
much so that you know I had black homies, and it was so tempting to go with the lingo
yeah,
like them,
yeah.
just to be included, and be one with the, you know what I mean.
Hmm.
But then I never did it because I would feel like a fucking phony. I would feel like, like I would be dissing myself. That's how I seen it. Even as
Yeah.
a youngster, I was like, nah, I can't talk like that. You know what I mean? Not only is it offensive, towards them, but it's offensive to myself.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
and that's what some people don't realize, man. Some of these youngsters, first and foremost, you shouldn't be saying that word because a lot of black people don't feel comfortable with anybody using that word other than themselves. You know what I mean?
Mm,
That's one thing to look at it. And then también, like you said, yourself, we're raza. We have our own lingo that a lot of the
yeah.
world mix, even blacks picked up on our stilo with the lolos, with the khaki suits, like everybody bites everybody's culture a little bit, but there's certain
Hmm.
things I don't see black people. Do you think black people are over there like, hey yo, you will say what up, Holmes? What up, Bato Loco, to themselves? Like, nah, man, they're sticking to their guns. They're gonna keep it real. That's what they are. They are who they
Yeah.
are. We are who we are. Everybody's their own person. It's cool to intermix. It's cool to vibe with everybody. But I think there's certain words it's best that you don't use if you're
Yeah.
Rasa. And same with them. Like they can't be using paisa and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
like certain words. You know what I mean? Like, but don't get it twisted, homie. Like me saying that, don't get it twisted. I think that's more of a black thing. I say player, what up,
Mm,
player? I pick up on some of
mm,
that lingo, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And like there's a lot of shit I say, you know what I mean, that stems from black culture. But I won't use
yeah.
that particular word, dog, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that's just me personally. But we all pick up
No doubt.
from each other. But with the word that's
Yeah.
sensitive, with the history behind that word, I'm not comfortable saying it out of respect for the black people themselves. So I don't see how Raza can say it so comfortably, so loosely, because there's two sides to it. You're disrespecting them, and then you're disrespecting yourself también. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And people, you know what I mean? It's just a different game nowadays, bro. Just the youngsters are on some motherfucking way of thinking and shit like that, and it's a trip. I guess we're just, you know what I mean, OGs and shit that we don't really comprehend what the youngsters really vibe with and shit, because
Yeah.
it's kind of some sideways shit, some sideways shit going on sometimes.
Hey man, and like everybody grows up differently, homie. You know,
Mm.
and and how you grow up can influence you. Like there's a lot of rappers I listen
Oh
to.
yeah.
There's like SPM. I used to love his shit. You know what I mean? But he grew up in Texas. He grew up around blacks. He uses the N word a lot. I never
Yeah, he
hated
does.
on him. You know what I mean? That's just I think. Oh, that's how they grew up. Texas has their own little stilo. I guess it's different for us because in the West Coast we grew up like Charlie. Like we don't say that shit. We grew up with Little Rob,
Yeah.
Kid Frost, Proper Those, on some real raza shit. You know what I mean? So I think it's almost confusing to us. Like, damn, a lot of these young rappers, all they say is the N word now and shit. And like I
Yeah.
said, that's my personal opinion. It doesn't mean that I'm right, because this little youngster or the new generation might be like, yo, you guys are looking too deep into it. You know, they have their argument. You know what I mean? But I just got to keep it real with myself, and I'm gonna try to influence people to. You know, I'm not trying to influence you, but I just want you to be proud of your roots. A lot of my music,
Hmm.
it really, it really it brings up raza, like it brings us up. Like I'm trying to like let you know our culture is beautiful. You know, like stick
Hmm.
to your guns, be proud of what you are, and you know, and that's all I gotta say, dog. Like that's what my main thing is. I'm trying to uplift the raza. You get what I'm saying? So if I can influence
Yeah.
somebody, if I can influence someone to be more proud of it, and there's nothing wrong with saying, yo, cubole homie, what up, vato loco, cubole ese, like that's our shit, dog. I mean, but the youngsters probably don't
I
grow
mean,
up
if that's the way
that
you
way.
are, not just fucking hopping on the bandwagon or nothing like that. If that's how you grow up and that's the way you are, then
Yes.
shit, that's you. That's you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And like I
Yeah.
said, that it's just different. They grew up different than us. They grew up in a different era. I do see the cholo stilo, like the Chicano shit coming back. I think it's
Mm.
Fools, like I said, I'm on the fence about Fools Gone Wild, but they're keeping it real raza también. Even though it's funny, they're still like orale, like you know what I mean? Like it's that's our shit. Like I don't I vibe with them. You know what I mean? To an
Hmm.
extent. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but I do notice like
No, pues,
it's coming back. It's coming back for sure.
yeah. Now I do notice you talking a lot about like political stuff, you know what I mean? And for the raza, you know, and all that, bro. Like, when was it when you really got it? Like, what got you into like bringing this into your raps? Like did you start off talking like this in your raps, or did you, you know what I mean, get more socially aware of situations and were like, fuck that, I want to speak about it on my platform, my music, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was never deep into politics, you know what I mean? I can't speak for everybody else, but I feel like when Trump took office, or when Trump was doing his little campaign shit, the whole spiel about, you know, build the wall, we're gonna make
Mm.
Mexico pay for it. We're like what the fuck? Like this motherfucker's like, it felt like he almost like attacked the raza, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And that's what made me like pay attention to politics more, because I feel like his whole like election, like to get voted in, his whole focus was the southern border, was immigrants, was the Latino community. And the fucked up thing about it is that when people hear immigrant, they automatically assume Mexican, Mexicanos, you know
Mm.
what I mean, or the Latino community, when in reality immigrants are from all over the world, man. There's a lot of
Hmm.
Asians in here. There's a lot of all kinds of people. There's Middle Eastern people that are here illegally también. But
Yeah.
he pushed it so hard, the whole focus on the southern border of Mexico, that people automatically assume that immigrants are like they're all Mexican, and it's not true. And but that I felt like when I really when it really hit me, man, was you got a fool shooting up a Walmart in the Texas border. Un güero, gringo. He was a big Trump supporter. He went to Walmart to intentionally kill Mexicans. You know what I mean? Illegals or whatever you want to call it. I'm a legal citizen, homie. I live here legally thanks to my parents, you know, who were here illegally, but they got their papers, homie. You know what I mean? And thankful to them, I'm legal. But like that's fucked up, fool. That I feel like I'm not saying Trump's responsible for that guy shooting up that Walmart, but people have influence, dog. And when you're the president, you need to be careful how you come off, because that fool went to go kill a bunch of illegals, immigrants. That could have been me. That could have been you, dog. Where do we go shop? We're gonna be. I'm at the swap meet. So I'm at the Cardenas. So I'm at where my raza's at. So if some fool wanted to go shoot raza, I'm a legal citizen. You think he's gonna ask me, "Hey, are you legal? Do you have illegal?" No, that motherfucker's blasting all of us, fool.
Yeah.
So in a way, him talking shit about immigrants or him being real hard on immigrants, that affects all of us. That affects all. That affects legals, illegals. That's all of us, homie. Where do you hang out? Who do you hang out with, dog? Raza. You know what I mean? There was another shooting at the Garlic Festival. Another Weddle, a crazy Weddle.
Oh yeah, Gilroy.
You know,
that's like
shot,
close by where I live.
That's what I'm saying, man. He went to go intentionally shoot fucking Mexicans. Just recently in San Bernardino, up the street, dog, un gringo ran over a lady fruit vendor. Homie.
Yeah,
What
I
if
seen
I
that
was,
post you
that
put.
could have been me and you buying fucking a fucking, you know, a raspado or some shit. You know what I mean? That like what I'm getting at, homie, is that Trump's not responsible for those people's actions, but he can influence people. And at the end of the day, I come from an immigrant family, dog. And when his whole rhetoric towards immigrants is disrespectful, and it gives us a bad name. He's trying to make us look bad for his own political agenda, homie. Because his followers, a lot of them have hate in their hearts. A lot of his followers, I believe, come from hatred families. You know what I mean? And so when he did all that shit, he got their vote. You know, we're gonna have Mexico build the wall. They're like, hell yeah, you know, they're all hyped up, fucking racistas and shit. You know what I mean? But he's doing that. He's gaining votes. He pushes that a lot. Like that was his focus for a long time. You know what I mean? But it's dangerous to all of us. You know, like everybody pays attention to what the president says. You know, you can't just have that position and not be cautious. You know what I mean? Me as an artist, me as a rapper, I can say some shit. You know what I mean? I can say some shit like with all this shit going on. Like I can do a song like, yo, fuck all these fools fucking with us. Let's start shooting them. Let's start fucking stabbing these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I'm not saying people are gonna do it, but I might motivate somebody to motherfucking, you know, murder somebody. You know what I mean? But like,
I think that's what Trump, to my eyes, I think that's what Trump did. He motivated white people to do crazy shit like that. It's not that he told them, but he basically said, we Americans need to do this and this and that. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. And that's where it's tricky, dog, because I am an American. You know what I mean? And some of the raza, they're put in a tough position because they might view themselves more American than like their own gente that are trying to come over here. They might be little immigrants because they're Americans themselves now, so they feel included in that. Like Trump's not stupid, man. Trump is he's smart with his words. Like he's telling all of us, Americans first, right? And a lot of Mexicanos, we are Americans, right? We're citizens here. But it's tough for us because a lot of our families are immigrants. A lot of my parents were, my older siblings were. You know what I mean? I'm never going to like turn my back on that. You know what I mean? I'm sensitive towards the immigrant topic because that's where I come from. I'm passionate about my gente. And there could be some people here that feel included when he's saying we're gonna do all this for Americans. You know what I mean? And it's hard to say. Maybe he means that. Maybe he doesn't. At the end of the day, he's not stupid, and he's solidifying, he's accommodating his voters. You know what I mean? For him to say all the shit he was gonna do to immigrants, he actually did it. Like, he tried to do it. He did the zero tolerance policy. You know what I mean? And his voters should be happy. His voters that don't like Mexicanos or don't like that are racist, they're happy. They're applauding him because he really tried to like get rid of a lot of us, and he's separating the familias and all that shit. You know, so and that's just the fact.
No, yeah. To the people in the comments, you know what I mean? Just I know this. You guys are saying that there's a hater on the comments and shit, but let it be. You know what I mean? Just let it be. Let it be. People are gonna feel the way they feel no matter what you tell them. You can slap them up all day, they're still gonna feel that way. You know what I mean? Nah, on the real though.
I just see this right here. It goes, but why bring up politics? There's nothing wrong with bringing. Let me There's nothing wrong with bringing up politics. I mean, just because I have a different opinion than somebody, you know what I mean? Like, if someone's a Trump supporter, you know, I've dealt with this shit on a family level. I've dealt with it with homies, with people I work with. I don't want to look at you differently because you're a Trump supporter. You know what I mean? It's hard to fight that off, but I have to respect you for your opinion. And all I'm doing right here, all I'm doing is speaking my mind and speaking my opinion. It wouldn't be me to not touch politics because I'm passionate about the immigrant situation, and I don't like what our president, how he vocalizes his words towards immigrants. But if someone's a Trump supporter and they don't see my views, cool. You can still respect my music. You can still respect my talent. I know I have some Trump supporters that are fans. You know what I mean? That they might not like when I rap about that shit, but they probably like other songs. And there's nothing wrong with me bringing up politics because that's just me being me. You got to let the artist do what the artist does. I don't need to listen to nobody. I'm gonna bring up what I want to bring up, and you don't have to listen to it. You don't even have to be on this live. You know what I mean? But if that's what it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The reason why I think that politics is always going to be ingrained in hip hop is because it came out of that struggle. Hip hop came out of that. The voice of the people is basically what hip hop is. It's the voice of the people, of the unheard voices. You know what I mean? The streets are talking. That's what it is. People may not, you know what I mean, say it in public, but the streets are talking. And you have a great platform, which is your music, which is, you know what I mean, your songs. And I think that people that have a platform and don't use it for good, use it for some other shit, to talk about some other shit, you know what I mean? I think it's just a waste. That if we have a platform, let's use it to make real changes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And everybody's different, dog. Every artist has their niche. Every artist, there could be a guy like a Baby Bash, you know, he makes dope ass love songs. He makes club bangers. MC Magic, he's a romantic. He does all that romantic shit for the ladies. Everybody has their niche, homie. And I'm gonna be that guy that I'm trying to uplift my people. I'm trying to influence us to be more proud. I'm not trying to change your views. I'm not trying to convince you to hate Trump. I'm just speaking my thoughts and my feelings. I'm speaking my frustrations, how I view the world. That's what you're gonna hear from me. And if you don't feel that way, cool. I respect you. I respect you as a human being. I respect your opinion. But you can't. But I'm gonna do me, dog. And I guess that's my niche. To answer your question, with all this shit stemmed from when did I get into it? I can say I started getting like 100% political is when all that shit happened. You know what I mean? Like I felt like Trump was affecting me personally. You know what I mean? And I'm always gonna defend my people. I'm very proud of my roots and where I come from. So if I notice, but that's the thing. I was just saying this. It can't just stop with Trump. If Biden wins, I need to be just as critical as I am on Trump. I need to be just as critical to Biden and see what he's doing. And if he's not fucking with us, if he starts doing policies that are shaky to me, I can't hold back. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's about who's the better candidate. You know what I mean? It's not about Democrat, Republican. A lot of us have both views. I mean, there's always going to be radicals, extremists, you know what I mean, on both sides. But at the end of the day, you should vote for the better candidate, regardless of your party. That's how I feel. But I need to be just as critical. This is what I'm doing, and it's genuine. So I need to keep it authentic. Anybody that disrespects Raza, I'm going to address that shit, dog. And on my album, I address government. I address Trump. I address black rappers, Blueface, that are dissing our gente. I address Mexicans themselves that might think they're better. I'm not holding back. I mean, it don't matter who you are, what race. If you're disrespecting us, I'm gonna speak up, homie, cause a lot of times, me growing up, we didn't have that. We didn't have a Tupac. We didn't have a Nas, someone that like, yo, defended us on hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, nah, like a lot of times I was waiting, yo, what's Little Rob gonna say? You know, what's King Lil G gonna say right now? And it's not to, I'm not dissing them, but not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody has to do that. And but
why do you think, bro?
What's up?
Why do you think that some rappers that are, you know, are raza and have a big, you know, following, why do you think that they don't say something like that, or, you know, try to preach and uplift the raza with just these positive words for us, or even make a song, even one song to uplift the raza?
Look, I'm sure there's songs out there that, like a song or two everybody might have, but it's never been like their focus. I feel like some people, some artists, maybe they don't want to lose fans, or they don't want to be controversial, or like a lot of people don't like politics. I mean, once you rap about politics, you might shun away a lot of listeners. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
It's like maybe business wise is risky for them. Maybe because they have a lot of fans, they have a lot more at stake than I do, because I'm not at that level. I'm on my way. I'm trying to come up. Maybe it's too much of a risk to come out and speak that. Because if King Lil G was to come out right now and do a whole album saying fuck Trump, maybe he might lose some fans because people have a different opinion of him. So maybe he's playing it safe. You can, you know, whether you respect that or not. I don't expect him to do anything. I don't expect nobody to come out and do the music that I want, that I'm gonna do. That's me doing that. I'm choosing to do that, and I'm choosing to come out and be political and know the risk. Like I might shun away people, but like this last album, Tamales, Flowers, and CDs, it's dope as fuck, fool. It's hard. It's very political though.
Just the title, bro. Just the title itself is like, damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, how'd you come up with that title, bro? Like, is it just because it just sounds cool?
Nah, how did I come up with it? I always thought, look, on some real shit, that song, Tamales, Flowers, and CDs, it's my latest video. I wrote the first two verses like 4 or 5 years ago, dog. And like 4 years ago. And the third verse is recent, but I always knew, I always told my brothers, I always told my family, yo, I'm gonna do an album eventually called Tamales, Flowers, and CDs. It just, and the way I viewed it was like, it like I say, and I got the hoodie too with Tamales, Flowers, and CDs. It's like I say, it's a metaphor, homie. Like our raza in general, homie, we always work for our shit, no matter what field you're in, no matter what level. No matter if you're selling tamales on the parking lot or the lady selling flowers on the side of the road, I have that same mentality with my music, with my CDs. I'm out here hustling, homie. I'm gonna earn my shit, and it's more of a metaphor. It's a representation of our people and our work ethic, and that's what it symbolizes. Yeah. And when I would first tell people about it, they would laugh, like, or like, Tamales, Flowers, and CDs. It just sounds kind of funny, like whoa, you know what I mean? Like it catches your attention, homie. And but it's also genuine. It's real, and I'm gonna keep it real, homie. people need to hear this album, dog. The people that have heard it, I get a lot of messages on my DMs, man, and it's a very important album because it's uplifting our people, and we don't have a lot of that music out there, dog. And some of these messages I get, homie, like I really am like thankful and I'm blessed. Thanks to God, like that I can impact people with my music and to that extent, that much. I be getting messages from people like telling me like I make them feel more proud to be Raza, or that they're embracing their roots more and shit. Like, and that's what I want to do, man. Like, don't forget, it's cool. Like, we're citizens here. We're Americans. I'm always gonna love my country, but a lot of times I feel like they want us to forget about our culture, or they want us to like assimilate and like fuck that. No, that's not. No, like that's what makes America beautiful, homie. The diversity. You know what I mean? That's what makes America beautiful. Yeah. We contribute to that. We contribute. What I mean by we is Raza. We contribute so much to this country, dog. And well, our influence, like we do, dog. We don't get enough respect for it. You know what I mean?
No, we don't. No, we don't.
And we don't have enough of a voice. But a lot of that too is that we are divided too, like within ourselves. A lot of us have different opinions. And the like, I'm keeping it real, man. Like the immigrant situation itself is tough because some people are like, I've heard people say like, yo, my parents came here legally. Why am I gonna help this guy coming here illegally? It's like, what do I say to that? You know what I mean? Like, fuck, homie. Like, I feel where you're coming from, but like, you know, kudos to your parents, but like, you know, but we see that shit in all levels, like at work. Motherfuckers kiss ass. I mean, people do whatever it takes. There's shortcuts, even with the president, man. You don't pay no taxes, but he's rich. A lot of rich motherfuckers don't pay taxes. Everybody does shortcuts, homie. So if some fool's gonna come here illegally and he makes it, kudos to him. You know, he did it a different way. He's not living here comfortably. He has to watch his back every day. He can't get pulled over. You know, that people act like they have it so easy here, but they're living very, very harsh and tough lives themselves, you know what I mean? But there's shortcuts in every motherfucking thing you do, dog. Work, life, you know what I mean? So, but you can't force people to have the same opinion as you. You know what I mean? And,
no, it's a free country, man.
There's a lot of division within us and how we think. When I say us, I mean like Latinos and Mexican people, you know, and it's hard to say. A lot of times there's no right or wrong answer. It's just different views.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. See that the title for your album, bro, it takes me back to thinking when I used to go and sell my CDs at swap meets and shit. Like I would see señoras with their flowers, you know what I mean? Señoras selling tamales, señoras selling this and that, and I would be out there with my CDs and shit, coming up to people, yo, you like rap, you like hip hop, you know, I rap, whatever, you know what I mean? That takes me back to that. Is that kind of partly where that came from? Just that visualization of that?
Yeah, well, I grew up selling CDs all the time, dog. Like in middle school, we did little demos. I hit up all the Hyenas and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
CD, you know what I mean?
Man.
Little demo and shit. I was a hustler since back then, dog. And when it comes to my music, definitely, homie. And but it's funny you say that because a lot of messages I get too, like, oh, I grew up, I used to help my mom sell tamales. You know what I mean? Oh, I used to work in the fields myself. Like, I get a lot of messages, and it takes people to that, and that's good, homie. Like, don't forget where you come from. Not you, but like people. Like, no, that's part of the struggle. That's part of what you had to go through to get where you are now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So now, take us into just a vague image of who you were as you were getting into the hip hop gaming. What influenced you, as you were starting to write your raps and shit?
That's easy, man. Tupac, definitely Tupac, homie. Tupac was always my inspiration, homie. And I say this, and I say it proudly. I always say this every interview on that, man. I'm trying to be what Tupac was to his people, for our people. You know what I mean? And that's my biggest inspiration, man. His people beloved him. They loved him because he spoke up and he defended them. And that's what I'm trying to do myself, dog. And that's easy, man. I was just very influenced by him. And then I was like I want to say in second grade or when he passed away. But when you get older, you get more mature. Like in middle school, I was like, yo, like I started paying attention to what he was saying, like his words. Like he's on some deep shit. Everybody know Tupac was ahead of his time, and and he was speaking on topics that just hit you, in a human way. You know what I mean? Like we're all human, man, and he was so passionate about his issues and his people, and that's where my influence comes from. That's where my inspiration comes from, dog. You know, that's what I'm trying to do for our gente. And the messages I get, I'm on the right track, dog. But it's genuine though too. Like I can't just do it like, oh, I want to be like Pac. Let me start rapping about politics. Nah, homie, I'm really passionate about this shit. I'm really affected by some of the shit I see. And it's not just politics. It's hood politics too, with the palateros and shit, the eloteros getting beat down by the black community, that little trend that was going on. And they've always been dealing with these racist white people that are always harassing them and shit. And it's sad to say, homie, I've learned that a lot of our own gente have been robbing palateros and shit too. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
and that's fucked up shit. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we need to stand up to the bullies. We need to stand up to these people and protect our gente, especially someone like that, man. Someone out there working, you know, like that's just, come on, dog. I don't even want to think about that. Like, that's somebody's abuelo, that's somebody's dad, you know what I mean? Or our tia, you know what I mean? And like, why fuck with them? You know what I mean? And I don't mean there's no disrespect at all, like and like, cause like that whole shit that was going on with that trend, like the black community, it was a trend of them like socking up our elderly Latinos. It's like you got this whole movement right now in the world supporting you, you know, the BLM movement. You have a lot of backup, you know, you're making changes. Why would those group of kids fuck that shit up? It's making it hard for me to support them now. You know what I mean? Like if I see this shit going on, you keep fucking with us, it makes it a little harder. You know what I mean? Like I say this jokingly, but also truly. Like, why not go fucking rob an old white guy? Why you fucking with us? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, but like, if you're gonna do that, like, why fuck with a fucking street vendor? I mean, like, you're mad at the system, you're mad at the government, you're mad at the white man. Go fucking rob a white man, dog. Why are you fucking with us, homie?
That's the same shit. That's the it's like programming. You know what I mean? They program us to be feeling a certain way, and when we're mad, like when you're mad and shit or whatever, whoever gets in your way is the first one who's gonna get it. You know what I mean? It's the first one. It can be someone you love, but you know, that's why they say that the ones we love is the ones we sometimes treat the worst, because they're the ones that are around us. We know that they're gonna love us regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, we take our anger out on our communities because they're the closest one to us. When in reality, why isn't that raza? We know that, or just people of color, raza, black people, we all know that, you know, it's been known for years that the white people are the ones that are, you know, putting us down. You know what I mean? So why not fuck up their neighborhoods and shit instead of fucking up our own shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a fear factor there too. Sometimes we bow down, you know, we bow down to them, or we're scared to attack a white guy. Like you said, we're comfortable attacking our own gente. You know what I mean? And I don't know why that's like that. It's kind of